Ah, Mega Man X. When I first saw this game all those years ago, I thought it was Mega Man 10 because of the occasional Roman numeral usage. The real Mega Man 10 won't come out for another 17 years. No, Mega Man X is the first game of a spin-off series that takes the traditional Mega Man formula in a new direction. This world story began in the year 21XX. An archaeologist named Dr. King excavated the remains of Dr. Light's old lab. Among the contents was a capsule containing Dr. Light's final and greatest creation, X, an advanced robot with the ability to think and feel for himself, not restricted by the laws of robotics. Worrying about the potential dangers, Dr. Light sealed X in the capsule for a 30-year morality diagnostic. Since the time has way passed, Dr. Kane released X. Using Dr. Light's notes and equipment, Dr. Kane replicated X's design, creating the Reploid race. But they weren't subjected to the morality test, and some of them turned violent. In response, the Maverick Hunters were created. Led by Dr. Kane's greatest achievement, Sigma, the Hunters would respond to crises caused by the Maverick Reploids. X himself would join them as a B-class hunter. Unfortunately for society, Sigma himself turned Maverick and started a war against humanity. Many other hunters joined him. X begins the fight against Sigma, but he's not strong enough to take on his forces. The plan at this point is to have Zero, X's friend and fellow hunter, gather intel on Sigma's whereabouts, while X takes on 8 of the Mavericks that joined Sigma. In the process, X gets stronger in different ways. Eventually, X and Zero locate Sigma and storm his base. During the conflict with the Maverick Vile, Zero sacrifices himself to give X a fighting chance. After the fight, a dying Zero encourages X to stop Sigma, and X eventually confronts Sigma, and after an intense battle, Sigma is defeated, and the war has ended. For now. The gameplay takes the classic Mega Man formula and evolves it. Let's take X's moveset. In addition to running and shooting, X has the wall jump, which he can use to reach higher places and avoid enemy attacks. Throughout X's adventure, he'll encounter a series of capsules prepared by Dr. Light in the off chance X chooses to fight. Each capsule grants X a new ability, including headbutting certain blocks, increased defense, supercharged X-Buster, and dashing. Please note that the dashing upgrade is mandatory. Unless you hack into the game somehow, you cannot avoid this capsule. Another note is that there are actually 2 ways that you can get the Buster upgrade. The aforementioned Light Capsule, or from the Dying Zero. Personally, I'd go for the Light Capsule option. If you get all upgrades, plus all collectibles, and do a special trick in one of the Maverick stages, you are granted access to the game's hidden Light Capsule, allowing X to perform the Hadouken, a nice Easter egg from another famous Capcom series, Street Fighter. Now I do mean nice. When properly executed, the Hadouken is a one-hit kill to most enemies, including Mavericks and even Sigma's first form. The downside, you have to be at full health to execute it. Speaking of health, when X begins his journey, his health bar is a bit mediocre. That can be remedied by finding heart containers in all 8 Maverick levels. Another way to keep X healthy is to find the 4 sub-tanks. They are refillable E-tanks, and you fill them with health energy as long as X has full health. The main enemies of this game, the Mavericks, or Irregulars if you're from Japan, take cues from the Robot Masters of the previous series, as in there are 8 of them, and they have a weakness chain. This game, along with future X games, give the 8 antagonists an animal/insect/plant motif. We have, for this game, in weakness order, Chill Penguin, Spark Mandrill, Armored Armadillo, Launch Octopus, Boomer Kawanger, Sting Chameleon, Storm Eagle, and Flame Mammoth. Thanks to the processing power of the Super Nintendo, Mavericks have a certain reaction when you use certain weapons against them, something Mega Man 7 would later implement. The weapons you get are very impressive, even more so if you have the Buster upgrade, which also charges special weapons, useful if you're going for some of the extra goodies. Certain Maverick Hunter defeats also changes how some of the Maverick stages play out. For example, Flame Mammoth stage before defeating Chill Penguin is a fiery nightmare. After the robot birds defeat, the level cools down, allowing a safer experience and a chance for some power-ups. The fortress bosses provide a decent challenge as long as you have the right weapon. Otherwise, good luck. This goes for the final Sigma battles as well. But the challenge is diminished because between Sigma stages, you can return to any previous level to grind for health energy or collect missing items. I consider Mega Man X my favorite of the series. It has familiar classic elements while bringing in new mechanics, and the challenge is fair in that if I die, it's my fault and not the game's. Play this game, whether from the original cartridge, the X Collection, or from the Virtual Console. Try it, or play it again for old time's sake. You know, it's a shame classic Mega Man never got to meet his younger brother, in the games at least. Other media, however,